Hi, everybody. It is Thursday, February 16th. We are still in Galveston. I completely screwed up yesterday. It was funny when we were leaving to go to the gig yesterday here. I showed up down at the bus. I had checked out. I had my suitcase with me, getting ready to go after the show. And I was talking to Jim Cox, and he goes, we're playing tomorrow, too. We're not leaving. Oh, are you kidding me? What an idiot. So I had to run back in, recheck into my room, take my suitcase back upstairs. And so I'm back in the same room, but we're checking out for sure. Now, I think we're leaving here about 1:30 or 2. I think we couldn't get as late a checkout as they wanted, but we'll be heading out and go back to that incredible 1894 Grand Theater here in Galveston for a second night. And then we head off on the road after that. Had a great show last night. The crowd was great, and the venue is just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. So that'll be fun. Let's see. I think coming up this weekend, I think Sunday maybe. I haven't got the schedule in front of me. I think we're going to be back at Austin City Limits, and we're going to be doing a billing there. We're only doing 5 songs, I believe, but with a sleep at the wheel. Which will be a lot of fun. I like those guys a lot. We've done some gigs with them in the past, and it'll be great to see everybody in a little old home week together over there. Ray Benson is an absolute treat. The last time I saw Ray was when the immediate family played the Vancouver Island Festival, and he was up there, and then there was a big guitar jam up there. Russ and I, no, Russ wasn't there. He couldn't make it there. Jimmy Paxson played drums with us, but we backed up all the guitar players, and one of them was Ray. And Ray's always a trip because Ray's just a presence bigger than life. I think he's about 6'6", so you got all these guys walking around, and then you've got this, ancient redwood tree in the forest sticking out. But that'll be fun. There's a lot of stuff yet coming up. I'm trying to sort out, still trying to get some books back out here since I sold out of all my books that are here, but it's just so complicated when you're traveling and wanting to send something ahead of time to a place, but if it doesn't make it there, you're playing catch up, trying to find where they ended up and all this, so I'm not sure what's going to happen yet. So the heck with that, let's just play some music. Now, I've been entrenched on this tour and on all the Lyle's tours with the serious taste of bluegrass. And Luke Bulla and Jeff White together are just amazing bluegrass players. I mean, it's just that guitar, mando, fiddle combination is pretty unbeatable. And it made me start to think about a project I did a long, long time ago. And I had addressed it back, I think, in like the 500 videos, somewhere in there. But it was an album I did. I first worked with this gentleman with a group called Country Gazette, which was an amazing album, and I think I've also featured that. But then I worked on his solo album for him too, and that's the incredible Byron Berline. So I'm going to read you a little bio about Byron, and then I'm going to tell you about the musicians on this record, and then I'm going to play you some of the record, because it is the kind of stuff where you kind of walk away going, I feel good, because it makes you feel good when you hear this stuff. So Byron Douglas Berline was born in 1944 and sadly passed away in 2021. Was an American fiddle player who played many American music styles, including old time, ragtime, bluegrass, Cajun, country, and rock. Berline was born in Caldwell, Kansas on July 6, 1944. He started playing fiddle at the age of 5 and quickly developed his talent. In '65, he recorded the album Pickin' and Fiddlin' with the Dillards, one of the great Dillards. That year, he met Bill Monroe at the Newport Folk Festival and was offered a job with Monroe's Bluegrass Boys, but he turned it down to finish his education. He graduated from the University of Oklahoma in '67 with a teaching degree in physical education and joined the Bluegrass Boys in March, replacing Richard Green. Richard's another great player I've had the joy to work with. He recorded 3 instrumentals with them, including Gold Rush, with Berline and Monroe co-wrote, and which became a jam session standard. Berline left the group in September '67 when he was drafted into the Army. Discharged from the Army in 1969, Berline joined Dillard and Clark album Through the Morning, Through the Night. He moved to Southern California that year. He played on Country Honk on the Rolling Stones album Let It Bleed. The song the Stones later recorded is Honky Tonk Woman. Mick Jagger asked him to record the fiddle part out on the street to give it a better ambiance. A car horn was picked up in this recording and was left on the track as Jagger thought it reflected the spirit of the song. At the time, Berline had just left the U.S. Army, and recording with the Stones catapulted his career exponentially. He won the National Old Time Fiddlers Contest Championship in Weiser, Idaho in '65 and won it again in '67 and '70. Now, Luke Bulla has won that too, a number of times. Luke is right up there too. He joined the Flying Burrito Brothers in 1971, recorded 2 albums, Last of the Red Hot Burritos and 6 Days on the Road, live in Amsterdam. After the Burritos broke up, Berline briefly worked with Stephen Still's band Manassas, which also included several other Burritos alumni, including several songs on the debut album. Together with Alan Mundy, Kenny Wirtz, and Roger Bush, Berline formed the band Country Gazette in '72. That was the album that I got to work on with them. Berline joined guitarist Dan Crary, banjoist John Hickman, and others to form Byron Berline and Sundance. Their self-titled album was released on MCA Records in '76. A young Vince Gill later joined the band on mandolin. The album Live at McCabe's was released in '78. I know this is long-winded, but he's a fascinating guy. In 1979, Berline had a small role as a country musician in the film The Rose. In '87, he appeared briefly playing violin in the first season episode of Where No One Has Gone Before of Star Trek The Next Generation. In '81, he again collaborated with Crary and Hickman and formed the band Berline, Crary, and Hickman, BCH. A sequential lineup that included Stephen Spurgin and John Moore. The band later became known as California. California was named the International Bluegrass Music Association Instrumental Group of the Year in '92, '93, and '94. It's a lot of stuff about this guy. In April '95, Berline moved to Guthrie, Oklahoma to open a fiddle shop called Double Stop. From the jam sessions there on the upper floor, the Byron Berline Band was formed. This shop became one of the best-known music stores in the country, where fiddlers from all over the world would stop to buy their instruments and congregate for jam sessions. It burnt down in 2019, but the local community helped financing a new revenue for it across the street. 2 years later, he founded the annual Oklahoma International Bluegrass Festival, to which he has invited many bluegrass icons, including Earl Scruggs, Ricky Skaggs, John Hartford. Famous international bluegrass bands have also performed there, such as there was Druha Trava from the Czech Republic, the Kruger Brothers from Switzerland, and the Japanese Bluegrass Band. Berline has recorded several solo albums, most notably Fiddler and a Song, with guest performances by Earl Scruggs, Bill Monroe, Vince Gill, Mason Williams. In '95, it was nominated for Grammy for Best Bluegrass Album. Its song, Sally Gooden, was nominated for Best Country and Western Instrumental Performance. Almost done here. The Byron Berline Band currently includes Thomas Trapp, Richard Sharp, Greg Burgess, and Bill Perry. They regularly play around the U.S. and Europe, but also give 2 concerts a month to the town folk of Guthrie. On February 23rd, 2019, the Double Stop Fiddle Shop, as I said before, burned to the ground while Berline was in Mexico. It destroyed dozens of irreplaceable instruments, but the one of Byron's favorite mandolins was protected in a safe. He opened a new venue, the Double Stop Fiddle Shop and Music Hall across the street. Sadly, Berline died at the age of 77 on July 10th, 2021 in Oklahoma City of complications of a stroke. So that's a little bio on Byron there. Let me give you information about this. So this album is called Outrageous. Byron Berline, Outrageous. And we recorded this in 1980. We recorded it at City Recording Services. It was mastered at Masterphonics. Acoustic guitar, a lead acoustic guitar, and this is Dan Crary. Banjo is John Hickman. Bass is myself. Dobro is Skip Conover. Mark Cohen is the drummer. Albert Lee, James Burton, and Vince Gill are on electric guitar. Byron Berline on fiddle. J.D. Manis on pedal steel. John Hobbs on piano. And it was produced and arranged by Byron. So that's the basic info on this. So let me just play you some fun tracks from this album. Hold on one sec. Let me see what we got up here. This one is called, let me see if there's any other interesting notes to. It has the recording engineer, his name is Wizard. Now that's the only name I ever knew him as. I'm not sure where that goes. But this is called Funky Deer. Hold on, turn my speaker on. I love playing this music. stuff. Using Frankenstein on all these tracks. Yeah, that was great. I mean, it's like a little country, a little rock, the car wash, soundtrack. It's a little of everything. It's fun. Just being in a room with a bunch of amazing players is always a joy. This one's called Byron's Barn. Let's see what we got here. They ran a fade on that, but I think we played for another 10 minutes. I mean, the fun part of a project like this is we're all there. I mean, everybody's in the room. We're looking, not many baffles. We're all looking at each other and playing and, just cueing each other. No real charts for this stuff, a little sketch, and that's about it. What do we got here? Let's do one more. This is called Oklahoma Stomp. So here we go. See Oklahoma. I love this shit. I mean, there's a bunch of, it's the same energy in there as we had when we were doing Billy Cobham's Spectrum. You know, we're all in the room, like one take, boom, just dump all your guts, you know, spill your guts right there, go for it. So here's the last one. This is called Jackrabbit. Get that downbeat. Well, that's Byron Berline and a cast of maniacs on there. Some fun playing on that. I would love working on that stuff. And I love just as another slice of interesting pie musically. So So I'm going to get my stuff together. I just got I got a Cameo order. So I am going to jump on that and get that sent off. Then I got a couple of tunes to work on for today, and then I'm going to pack up and today check out of the hotel, and then we will drive tonight after the show. So take care, everybody, and I will see you all from wherever I am tomorrow. I don't know, but I won't be doing I did the venue last night, a little video of the venue, that beautiful hall. So I don't have any to do tonight since it's the second night at the same place. So I'll see you tomorrow. So take good care. Bye-bye.